So you got the IGP dog.
Yep.
You got the young IGP dog.
Well, I don't know what I'm gonna do with that one yet, but we'll do some stuff. I don't know, PSA or
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like IGP is tough, especially like two dogs. For one thing, and I feel like a lot of people are going like the PSA route and all that stuff, and so and I do enjoy it. So I'll probably mess around with that a little bit.
You know what? I want to make IGP great again. I think it can be made great again because listen, like you've seen a couple of my friends. They train in the PSA, so I'm familiar with the training now somewhat, and I've been able to help them with the experience I've gained in IGP. And at the end of the day, dog training is dog training,
right,
regardless of what you're training for. But for me, my love is with IGP. Like I like the tracking, I like the obedience, I like the protection, I like the style of it.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's been very poorly represented on social media because you and me, we've both been to like trainings where it's like I think people tend to perceive IGP as old people and boring.
Right.
That's like the perception a lot of people have of IGP. Now, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of old people involved in IGP.
Yeah.
And, hey,
I mean, we're old now, bro.
No. We're still young in IGP.
I know, bro. I know.
We're young in IGP.
But to all these young kids, we're the old guys,
bro. Absolutely. Well, in PSA world, we're like grandfathers.
Yeah, bro, for sure.
And IGP, we're still young.
Yeah, for sure.
And I ain't kidding.
No, we're not. Yeah, I know you're not.
But we've been to trainings. Like you and me both know. This is the problem with IGP. There's secrecy. Tons of secrecy. People aren't honest about what they do.
Right.
They're not honest about what the trainings look like. They don't want to show too much aggression. Right. They don't want to show too much pressure on the dog. Whatever else. They don't want to show how you make that powerful, active picture. Now, I'm very honest about it on social media. I show it. I show correction. I'll show my dogs wearing the e-collars. I'll show some stuff.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I don't know if anybody else shows much more than I do. But, like, I'll show it. I'm not afraid. But in IGP, me and you have both been with, like, really cool trainers, really nice training groups where it's like, that's the training. It's full power.
And, bro, you get pumped up when you see it. And the best thing about it is that it's simple.
It's simple.
It's like doing that basic thing 1,000 times is what makes you really good. Here's
my thing, Oscar. People are like, oh, it's a routine, it's boring, you know when everything's coming. I'm like, is Formula One boring? Right. It's not boring. You know the track, you know every turn in the track. They know every turn in the track. It's not about if you know what the next thing's coming. It's can you do everything better than the other guy? Can you do it faster, more powerful? Can you put it all together faster than the other guy? Doesn't matter. Just knowing what's coming only allows you to go faster.
Right.
It's like the difference, I think, between rally and Formula One. Formula One cars are like the fastest cars. They know every turn, every bump in the track. They know every part of it, which allows them to maximize the speed of the race.
Right.
When you get in rally, okay, well, you don't know. You're reading a map, and you know what I mean? So it's like they go fast, but they can't go the same fast.
Right.
And it's a different type of performance.
Yeah, I agree. And not just that, but I mean, I think that IGP has made me the trainer that I am because you had to pay attention to certain things. You couldn't just run, and I always had a view of what a good IGP picture should look like.
Yes.
And I still have that view. And I'm not there yet. I'm not, there's still like, every time I want to see like, what do I want my dog to look like? I go look at the world champion.
Yeah.
And I go, okay, I see it. And man, it's tough sometimes, bro. Like for me, like even getting the ears up, that little thing there, in other sports, it's not a big deal.
No one cares.
The position's good. Ears, don't matter. Head up, don't matter. Like, is he, and to me, I'm like, nah, like, the attitude of the dog, to me, is everything. Like, is he there, like, wanting to work? Does he want to be there? Does he look powerful in the work? When you tell him to down, does he drop down with speed and power? Like, that is beautiful. And, bro, until you really, I feel like until you really understand, or at least I think I understand, protection and where it comes from, then you really appreciate, like, what they say about the transitions.
Yes.
You're like, oh, man, like, bro, that dog is, like, calm, full grip. I'm not talking about creating, conflict so get him to pull. And, like, no. Like, a nice dog that just full grip, and then you tell him to out, and he's just, like, doesn't want to let go, but he outs and goes into this powerful bark. Like, bro, those are little things that in the big picture are, to me, it's like that's what it makes it.
Yes.
That's what makes a sport.
And we know what's involved to make that performance on that level with a dog to show power on that level. But a lot of people don't, which is why a lot of people have gone to like, they perceive like, oh, like PSA is more cool and stuff. I'm going to tell you, my opinion, having seen both, listen, that might change in 10 years, but right now, standard of training in IGP is significantly higher.
I think that a lot of the good trainers in other sports take a lot of things from, I mean, that's from
It's the
IGP.
granddaddy.
Yeah.
That's
you
the
know what I'm saying?
granddaddy.
Like you have to.
Yeah.
You have to. And there are a few trainers now in the States in other sports that show very well. And don't get us wrong, I think that each sport has very difficult
for sure. It's
components
difficult.
to it.
We're not talking about difficulty.
But as far as like precision, oof.
Yes.
You got to, IGP is it.
3 phases.
Yeah, man. And the thing is like tracking, like teaching tracking, IGP tracking. Yeah, we know it's not like real life, going look.
That's way easier, bro.
That's
way easier.
Our tracking is like, you got to be obedient to the track. Like you cannot get off that track.
Yeah.
So how do you create that? The dog has to have certain skills instilled into them for them to teach it. And like, bro, even as simple as like, what happens when your dog does lose the track? Does he know how to back up because he lost the track and look for it? That's a little piece that you have to train, separate from, everything else. So I just think that IGP is one of those sports that you really have to pay attention to all the little details.
Things.
And I still feel very new at it. I have a lot of years to freaking I do believe that one day I will be on the podium at a world championship at some point. It's just it's just gonna take some time. It's hard, man.
I've already visualized it.
1,000%.
I've already visualized it.
Yep. And so man.
My goal is to be there, and I think I'll get there.
For sure.
And,
I think
and
it'll
people
happen,
get
bro.
upset with it, but I'm like, you have to believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, how are you going to get it?
You have to, man.